At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Booyah Burgers, Fries, and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
Welcome into our Sunday night game of the week. Jesse O, that's Alvin Delvey. And Alvin, this one features the Winter Park Storm, who are in 4th place right now in the FBA standings, and the 1st place Florida Flight, who lost their first game of the year last week to the Tampa Gunners, who have a new sort of look to themselves, but the Flight didn't look like themselves in that game. But in this one, they get Romello Bates back, and Brandon Moss is not here yet, but we're assuming that he will be in the game later on. But Romello Bates is a big addition to this team, who is going to have to go against the Winter Park Storm, who are also a little bit handicapped as well. They don't have any of their big men. So while both of these teams might be missing players, what do they both have to do in order to win this ball game?
The Florida Flight just have to continue to do what they have done, and despite what they have had happen to them in their last game, they're a phenomenal team. They have a lot of stars, especially Romello Bates coming in. That's huge for them. He's going to facilitate for them and get some good shots. And just continuing to look out for each other, play for each other, and play for a bigger cause. So as long as they continue to do that, remember who they are, and play flight basketball, they will be fine. And on the other end, for the Winter Park Storm, they do a great job of moving the ball around. They have some exciting players making exciting plays, and we should expect some big plays from Braylon Pickens and Dom Douglas.
So here's Terrell Alfred to start off the game on the left side. And his shot is off. Douglas to start off the game, hits a three. Wow. All right, we're back in it. Romello Bates, other side, full speed, tipped around. Ambo blocked by Douglas down low. And the no-look pass from Johnson, and Johnson to Forbes Jr., and he puts it in. Quick 5-0 run. From the right side, Bates has that one bounce around and will not fall. Devin Jackson, Dominic Douglas, Forbes Jr., Anthony, and Braylon Pickens in as the stars for the Winter Park Storm. Elliot Glegg, Romello Bates, Terrell Alfred, Travell Dickerson, and as Romello Bates makes that shot, and Mo Ambo are in for the Florida flight.
Great harassing defense by Dickerson on the block, turns into a nice easy lay-in by Romello Bates.
Here's Devin Jackson, the point guard. Douglas their wing, and now down low to Forbes Jr., who sets his feet. And Elliot Glegg pulling down that rebound. Glegg almost lost the handle of it. Now he goes left. Inside. Douglas with the steal. Left wing. Pickens underneath, and he couldn't make it. But then there's Douglas, who can't make the putback, and the foul.
And that's a good job by Douglas, being tenacious on that block. You see Terrell Alfred waving over his guys like, get back on defense. Great offensive possession by the Winter Park Storm, nonetheless.
So it almost looks like both of these teams have went small today, you know, unintentionally, but still.
Unintentional small ball. However, that's kind of where the basketball is headed. We're seeing a lot of quicker players, a lot of, even though they are tall, they play like guards. So that's the style of basketball we're in.
So Brandon Moss, Aaron Terry Cleveland are here. Shot missed. So here comes Romello Bates going the other direction. He'll give it off to Terrell Alfred. Alfred will pull up. That one's off to the left side. Pass it to Forbes Jr. Forbes underneath. No good.
That's a good take. Not able to finish it.
Cam Jackson underneath. He makes the shot.
Beautiful. Beautiful offensive possession by the Storm.
It's an 8-2 game. Bates right up top. Passes to the left, and that's Elliot Glegg down to the left block. Bates against Pickens. The turnaround, it's blocked by Pickens, but Bates recovers. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to shoot it, and he does not get it off in time. And Coach King needs to call a 30-second timeout. His team needs some help. They're down 8-2 against the Winter Park Storm with 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's an 8-2 ball game with 9 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Brandon Moss is in. Mo Ambo will have a seat. Flight only have 7 players today, so, you know, a couple of them foul out. Alvin Ewert-Cherry will have to hop in. Nate Anthony down low, couldn't get that one to fall, and Moss's presence down low already being felt. Bates, a quick pass to the left side. Alfred towing the line and hits the 3.
Beautiful offensive possession right there. Romello Bates attracting the defense, and Terrell Alfred sinking down and knocking down that corner tray ball. That's exactly what you love to see from an offensive perspective.
Pickens out beyond the arc. Elliott Glegg a rebound. Bates to Moss from the left wing. It's good! Yes, sir!
Letting a little showmanship at the end of it. Brandon Moss has arrived, and he's letting tray balls fly.
An 8-8 game. Oh, Dom Douglas up top.
Doing exactly what he does best. Dom Douglas is a superstar for the Storm. They need him to get activated early.
Alfred just misses that one. And here comes the Storm going the other direction. Pickens, the pump fake to the right, now gets inside. Will shoot it up and over Brandon Moss.
Beautiful chocolate float way up high where nobody could get it. Braylon Pickens doing a great job getting deep into the defense and getting buckets.
Leg inside, the bank shot no good. It's a 13-8 game. Jackson right up top. And Moss the rebound. Romello Bates from the right corner. Tipped around, and Pickens finally brings down the rebound. Under 7 minutes to play in the first. So the addition of Romello Bates means you're able to spread the floor a little bit better because he's a sharpshooter and was an All-American.
A pure facilitator. Having Romello Bates at the helm gives you a 2-guard combo with Elliott Glegg as Brandon Moss slashes and dashes, letting the finger roll go off the glass. It gives you a nice perspective because you have Elliott Glegg, Romello Bates, and Terrell Alfred, 3 premier ball handlers in the league at your 3-guard position. So definitely a good position to be in if you're the Flight.
Williams inside, fouled by Dickerson.
Really have 4 guards in, and Moss at the 5. However, Moss is a point forward. So this lineup right now for the Flight is pure offense with a lot of help defense. And for the Storm, this is a very offensive heavy roster as well. Nate Anthony is the primary defender. So definitely a shootout waiting to happen.
Chris Williams from the line will make his first free throw. So Williams last game had 10 points, but Alvin was 4 of 13 from the field. So he's looking to get better in that.
Just trying to get buckets more efficiently. He put up 13 shots, which isn't bad. It's just when only 4 of them fall, that's where it hurts you.
14-10 game. Here's Moss, bring the ball up the floor. Blake down low, Bates, good ball movement. Pump fake by Dickerson. Gets inside, throws it left. Bates, guarded by Gavin Knight. Now Bates underneath. He's fouled and makes the shot. Arnie making the defense feel his presence. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Great job putting pressure, just like you said. Defense has to respect his shooting ability, so they have to crowd him, and right there showing exactly what that means. Getting his shoulder in front of the defense, getting all the way to the lane, drawing the contact, and completing the and-one. Romello Bates is slated to have a phenomenal game.
With a halfway point in the first quarter. Douglas, now Pickens. Down low, one dribble by Nate Anthony, stolen by Bates. Now Bates on the other side. A quick pass to the right corner. Alfred for three. And a good rebound there by Nate Anthony. Douglas hits the three in the left corner.
Wow. Looks like he was going to get a double team. Turns into a tray ball for Dom Douglas. A pure offensive score.
Travell wasn't looking at the pass there from Elliot Glegg. A travel by Chris Williams. To play in the first quarter. It's a 17-13 game. Bates bounce pass to Moss, who spins in real quickly and puts it down.
That's what happens when you give Brandon Moss the basket on the block. Nice turnaround, throwing it home.
Douglas for three. Dickerson. To Bates. Bates, the no-look pass in the left corner for Elliot Glegg. A big rebound by Pickens. Here comes the Storm. The pass ahead. Forbes. Forbes throws it down low. Pickens back to Forbes, and Forbes from the free throw stripe airballs everything. And here comes Moss. And a blocking foul on Forbes.
And that's what you get with Romello Bates. Although it didn't turn into points. Nice no-look pass, freeing up Elliot Glegg on that corner. Eyes are very deceiving.
Here's Bates inside, up with the right hand, and he makes the layup. Bates not afraid to draw contact. Down low, it's 17-17. We are all tied up here in the first quarter.
So crafty with his ball handling right there, getting all the way to the lane.
Jr. Williams against Moss, and he makes the bank shot.
Beautiful turnaround jump shot by Williams.
Williams with 3 points. Alfred free to take a three, and it's good.
Terrell Alfred is just a flat-out shooter. Won multiple three-point accolades in his career as a basketball athlete. Right there, showing you why.
The punch away by Dickerson goes ahead to Alfred. Now Alfred going up with a reverse. A little bit too strong. Moss tips it to Glegg, who will take a three now. And he'll hit that one.
When the Flight shoot like this, it's hard for them to lose.
And a timeout taken on the floor. The Flight go on a run and have their first lead of the game. 23-19 with 3 minutes to play in the first.
Fries and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Three minutes to play in the first quarter. 23-19 is the score. And Alvin, the Flight, starting to shoot a little bit better this game than they were last game at this point in time against the Tampa Gunners.
Definitely got in the gym and made it work You see them getting shots, and they're knocking them down. That's exactly what you love to see. Flight looking like the same Flight that we're used to seeing.
Moss the rebound after the missed shot, and that one's off the front.
That's a tough possession offensively.
Williams to the left side. Douglas catch and shoot. He's been so good at that. He grabs his own rebound, but was off balance trying to throw it back to one of his teammates before he sent it out of bounds.
Just love the effort Dom Douglas plays with day in and day out. Right there, no exception. This game is no exception. He is playing up to the standard so far.
Carmelo Bates. An air ball on the three. Mo Ambo saving it. And it came right into Jerry, and Jerry should have caught it and shot it.
Jer Bear
Nice
Academy.
try.
Heads up play by Jer Bear, saving all the equipment.
And us.
Yeah, saving us.
Matter of fact, he just saved your life, Alvin.
He did. Jerry, I owe you once again. Not only for teaching me
Most
everything.
important, you.
Pickens for three. Bates taking his time now.
Good job harassing. That's phenomenal effort by Winter Park, forcing him in that 8-second range backcourt. Great job pressuring him and realizing what time it is.
Still a 23-19 game. Cam Jackson will get ready to come in.
Those shoes are fired by Cam. I think those are LeBron's. There we go. You got some LeBron action, some Kyrie action. It's a little taboo to say in the same sentence.
Cam Jackson and Devin Jackson both have some fly shoes on. I can't, again, tell you what kind of shoes they are, except that they look pretty cool. All right, Forbes from the left elbow. Ball tapped around. Moss comes down with it. Moss will pass ahead to Mo Ambo, and Mo Ambo can't hold on to it.
Great job by Pickens, picking that ball out of his hand.
Forbes from the left side. No good on that one. Here comes Bates, left side. Blake, a take in. Ambo, that one just bounces around. Terry Cleveland in the mix fighting for the rebound, but it's won by Devin Jackson and a foul immediately.
Good job being tenacious on that block. (23-19) is the score.
1 minute and 11 seconds to go in the first. So Alfred will get ready to come back in. Williams, good ball movement to Devin Jackson down low. Fouled and made the shot.
Great take by the UCF alum in those fire kicks. I think those are KDs. Those are either KDs or Kyries. Devin Jackson owns a shoe business. Tap in with Devin Jackson if you need your kicks. However, being aggressive on that block gave him the opportunity to get an and-one play and really will his team back in this. This is a neck-and-neck game, tit for tat. These teams are going to go all the way to the wire.
Devin Jackson makes it a 1-point game. He's got 5 as Moss brings the ball off the floor with less than a minute to play. Moss steps back over Williams. And he just misses off the backside of the rim. Terry Cleveland with a big rebound and a jump ball. Terry Cleveland playing with some fire. And Alvin, you actually got a chance to see them at practice the other day. What'd you think?
Watching them in practice just made me realize that these guys are flat out hoopers. Terry Cleveland is no exception. He does a phenomenal job beyond the arc, and he's a hustle player. And he's one of those guys where just waiting to see him get real comfortable in these games and let him find a rhythm. He's going to shock a lot of people.
Cleveland against Jackson. Romello Bates pulls down the rebound. Moss inside, fouled, shot waved off.
Interesting how that's on the ground. Coach Mark Fedora King does not agree. Brandon Moss does not agree. I don't think actually there's a flight player that agrees. Just looking around at the different facial expressions, this is, wow, we need to clip this up.
I think we need to have a Coach King cam.
Coach King, the blood vessels are swelled in his face.
I'll let Jerry run with that one. Coach King cam.
Blood is finally leaving Coach Fedora King's face and returning to the rest of his body.
Here comes Alfred. Inbounds to Moss. Moss up top to Romello Bates. 30 seconds on the game clock here as the first quarter clock is winding down. Bates to Moss. Moss inside, fouled, and the shot just bounces out.
Halfway down, but rattles out. Brandon Moss getting aggressive early in this game. That's exactly what you want to see.
I think they need to give him a bigger jersey. His one keeps getting untucked.
He has a Schmedium on.
Schmedium?
Schmedium. Yeah, he needs a bigger jersey.
Right?
Once he missed the free throw, you gotta level up. You probably stole Romello's jersey.
That's what I'm saying. That one's off the mark too. Still 2 missed free throws for Brandon Moss.
Not what you want to see early in this game.
Williams pulling back. Inside. Cam Jackson, a bullet down low to Forbes. One dribble. Moss, a big rebound. 6 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Moss, full steam ahead. As that one tapped out of bounds by Winter Park. So 1.8 seconds on the game clock. It's got to be a quick catch and shoot. Maybe getting something going towards the basket, right, Alvin?
100%. You got less than 2 seconds left.
Here's the inbounds to Moss. Moss got it off in time, and the shot was no good. First quarter comes down to a 1-point game, 23-22. The Florida Flight are still in the lead.
Where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
Now it's time for the second quarter of action here. In our late game window, it's the Florida Flight and the Winter Park Storm. Winter Park coming off a big couple of wins, actually. They've won their last 2 games. They're now at 4-5 on the season. If the season ended today, they would be in 4th place, which is good enough for the last place to make it into the playoffs. The Florida Flight come in at 7-1, suffered a tragic loss last week against the Tampa Gunners, 127-111, and they just did not have all of their ammo. But Romello Bates being back really helps them. A foul against the Flight here.
And that's to say the least. The Tampa Gunners were a completely new team, and we've seen some of that earlier today. They're a completely new team, new and improved. And the Flight were very hobbled, not having Grant Gullett, not having Joe Katuka, and not having Romello Bates. So now they have Romello Bates, and let's see what that means to this Flight organization.
Devin Jackson up top and just left it short. Ambo the rebound. Here comes Moss. Moss to give up to Ambo left side, and Ambo clinked the free throw, or excuse me, the layup. Wow.
Smoked it, and that hurts. He has a solid defensive package or offensive package on that block. You want to see him utilize that a lot more.
Pickens to inbound. Here's Forbes Jr. Right back to Pickens, who will line up a three, right corner. Good!
That's what he does. Braylon Pickens is activated.
Sounds like a video game part, like activated. You like that?
That was fire. Jesse, I need more of that. After every three, I need that. And to be
what's funny is originally, once upon a time, I wanted to be in a video game. I wanted to be like a voice in a video game. That's always been my dream.
You know, for young guys, they would have you you would get killed off first. Like you'd be like the first character, and then you get like a nice intro, and then after that, they wouldn't let you talk anymore.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
I'd be like a tertiary character. I wouldn't even make secondary. I'm a tertiary character. Oh, man.
Hey, but you made it.
It would take me 20 years to make a main character role, but you know what? Any video game company out there, blocked by Moss, but any video game company out there that wants to sign Alvin or I, we are open to it. And you know what? We'll just bring Jerry for the feel-good vibes.
Just to help us sound great, per usual.
He won't even do anything. I just want him looking at me the whole time.
And that's going to make me feel great. That's going to... I think you guys forget that he has the jawline of Jesus. Zeus, actually.
Zeus? Like the Greek god.
The Greek god, yes. That is Zeus.
Oh, my goodness.
Jerry Bear Productions, we're going up.
25-23, game catch and shoot from Jackson. And that one goes just out.
Great hustle by Jackson on the other end, hustling and bustling. And for those of you who were concerned, his shoe brand or his shoe company is named 407 Kicks. Go to their website, 407kicks.shop.
Jackson, the second chance, maybe a third time to charm Elliot Glegg with a big block.
Devin Jackson got aggressive on that, getting a 2 or 3 offensive boards, but Elliot Glegg had enough of it, sending that one back.
Jackson inside, Pickens beyond the arc. Now we'll drive in, and he gets his own rebound. Quite a few second chance rebounds here for Winter Park to start off this ball game. Cam Jackson spins a 3. And Moss now going the other way.
Could not buy a bucket on that possession. Got multiple opportunities, about 6. 0 for 6 on that possession. Cam playing great defense on that one. Got called for a reach-in.
Alfred down low, tapped around, and it was off at the Storm. 25-23. Moss getting fancy. Right wing. It's good, a swish through the net. Moss with 10 points. And the Florida Flight have the lead again by 1, 9.5 to play in the second quarter. Jackson comes to a stop. Forbes Jr. now throwing it to the right. Anthony, a baseline take. Mookie Ambo wraps him up and is called for the foul.
Great aggression by Anthony, understanding angles and utilizing his body well. Now he has himself a nice little trip to the baseline.
Wow. You said it's so disappointed there. You're like, nice little trip to the sideline. Braylon Pickens using the backboard.
Braylon Pickens is
Activated.
I'm trying to think. Mukiembo couldn't make the layup on the left side. Down low, Cam Jackson. No, still not out. What did they used to say? What was that? Halo. Oh, what did they're saying? Oh, double kill. Slayer.
oh man.
It was, oh man. I'm trying to think of a Call of Duty. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I'm trying to think of a Call of Duty. What do they say in Call of Duty? Oh, Diggerson steps out with that left leg. Or left foot, I should say. You can't really step with your leg. He steps out with his left foot. I don't know, maybe. Oh, I'm trying to think about that now. That's just tragic. Okay, 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 87-26.
He's got a leg out.
Cam Jackson spinning up with the left hand. It's an air ball.
Air mail. And now it actually matters because we have a shoe connoisseur in Devin Jackson. Please, if you're witnessing that, your teammate shot an air ball and this little thing going on. Every air ball is a shoe for me. And right there, I think I want some KDs.
Rashad Peacock checks in the game for Cam Jackson. The inbound to Douglas, left wing. Jackson has the ball, traveled. So Jackson a little bit unhappy with the call there. But Winter Park with a 1-point lead, Alvin.
Doing a good job of staying on top early. However, Flight is a second half team.
Diggerson gets through the traffic, fouled by Devin Jackson. What would you do if you had Moss's size?
I don't think I would ever lay the ball up. Just being completely honest with you.
Terrell Alfred falling away, banking it home.
Nice turnaround jumper. Terrell Alfred is very skilled from the perimeter, right there showing you he could do it from the block too.
Douglas, that went off someone's face. Moss going the other direction now, full speed, and he kisses it in. Oh my!
See, that's
so
ridiculous.
Beautiful,
so athletic, getting to the rim and decides to lay it in. If I had his size, I think I probably would have broken my hand.
Moss the block. Alfred. Now going the other direction. Underneath. Fouled. But he couldn't make the shot.
Terrell Alfred is so skilled in transition, Euro stepping, getting through and getting to the free throw line. And back to that Brandon Moss play. He is just phenomenal with his help defense. He baits guys because he's quick enough to get there. He has the lift to send things back. Doing a good job for them defensively, and Terrell Alfred is going on a tear on the offensive end.
Terrell Alfred had a really good game last week. 32 points, 10 of 26 from the field, 7 of 8 from the free throw stripe, 5 of 17 from 3, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, most steals on the team.
Phenomenal game for Alfred, just trying to build on that this game. Doing a lot more in between the arc rather than shooting from beyond the arc.
31-27. Dickerson inbound from the near side to Moss. Moss decided to do his hair a little bit differently today. That way it's not flying in the wind as he runs full speed down the floor. Glegg, a three right up top. It's an air ball. Might have gotten a finger on that. Pickens, baseline. And Devin Jackson down low. How about the small guy with the big fellas?
Love seeing that. That's just pure heart right there. Devin Jackson playing above the rim to get that offensive board.
Bates. The bounce pass down low. Now he spins. Dickerson. And Douglas might have gotten a finger on that one. Here comes the Storm going the other direction. Jackson, right side. Pickens, right corner. Now back up top to Douglas. Douglas through traffic, right elbow. Elliot Glegg. Other side, Alfred is fouled by Douglas.
Alfred attracts calls. He has a big frame, but he plays a very similar game to me, in my opinion, to Eric Gordon. Very, very big, but he's a guard, so he knows how to throw his weight around. Strong guy, very crafty with the basketball.
What you said to me there, I thought you were saying he played a very similar game to you, and I was like, oh, Alvin, tell us about your game. What do you play?
I play 2K, you know. And
there you go.
My
player? How is your player?
My player, he's a 99, you know, we're doing pretty well.
Moss spinning into the lane with the layup.
He's just so athletic, gets to the lane at ease.
Douglas catch and shoot three, and it hits the back.
Good closeout by Romello Bates. (33-29) with under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Here comes Glegg. Going to the left. Now looking right. Right side, Dickerson. Good! Dickerson with the mid-range two. And now the Flight are up by 6. Steal by Dickerson. Dickerson ahead of Hardnett Jr. And he makes the layup. Lost the hand a little bit. That was perfect because it forced him to be patient and let the defense fly by before he put that up and in. Great job by Dickerson to turn the defense into offense.
Jackson a pump fake, one step in from the right wing. And Jackson will throw that off the legs of Dickerson before going out of bounds.
Veteran move by Jackson. I cannot help but realize that Williams really looks like James Posey. He could be James Posey's younger brother. You have a lot of lookalikes in this league.
Hardnett, Douglas, just strong. Nate Anthony a big rebound and a putback. So Nate Anthony with his first 2 points of the game. Also a UCF night.
Seeing a lot of guys coming out of UCF and doing great things.
Moss almost lost the handle of it and got it before it went back court. Quick throw to the left. Dickerson through the lane. And it was off of Dickerson.
Forgot the basketball.
A timeout on the floor, 37-31 as we take a break here in the second quarter. The Florida Flight are still up by 6.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
very tightly contested game early on in this one. Both teams are second half teams. Let's see what they can pull together to end out this first half.
I'm curious to see how much in the tank the Florida Flag will have towards the end of this ball game, considering they only have 7 guys here.
Gonna be an issue. It's gonna limit you defensively. You can't really press like that because you know your guys won't have the juice in the fourth quarter.
Douglas fouled by Dickerson. Although there are guys that can play all 48 minutes, like, you know, Brandon Moss. He will play all 48 minutes because he's well conditioned and he also just wants to.
100%, and that's not too many guys are cut from that same cloth. And it's not to say that guys don't want to, it's just the type of energy you will expend on a court doing different things. Because Brandon Moss, he doesn't have to necessarily run as much as a Romello Bates or Dickerson or Elliot Glegg, because smaller guys, you have to do more off ball in order to get open to even receive the ball. So you're going to be feeling it a lot more than, let's say, Brandon Moss. Not to say he's not working, it's just he can kind of get the ball and make things work without having to take a bunch of steps.
37-33. Glegg from 15 feet. Pickens going the other direction now. Goes up over Moss and makes the shot.
Great job by Pickens, being aggressive early.
Here's Romello Bates. He'll go right. Moss sets the screen. Looks right. Alford for 3. And a big rebound by John Douglas. Pickens underneath. Moss now going the other way. He bounces it up and it's stolen by Anthony. Williams, Pickens, and Braylon Pickens putting it through. We're all tied up again at 37.
Good thing you have Braylon Pickens on your team, doing a phenomenal job, elevating, finishing through traffic, right there, getting a little easy bucket.
Glegg. Pickens, pass back, and Dickerson cuts it off. Dickerson ahead to Moss. Moss switches directions. Inside. And the whole Winter Park Storm bench wanting a travel on that one. It's because Moss goes the length of, 3 steps that I would take, but, it's just one long step.
And that's definitely a gray area in the call because he got contact. However, he did take those two steps outside of the natural flow of the Euro step.
Douglas, Williams underneath. Back to Douglas. Douglas foul, makes the shot. Dominic Douglas, always good at performing when he needs to. Last week had 32 points in their victory, and he was the leading scorer in that one. 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, so 50%, and then 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Had 7 rebounds as well for, a wing.
Phenomenal job. He's definitely a star for this team, and they need him to perform like that on a daily basis, and he does. Week in and week out, you could expect high offense from him and a high motor, getting a lot of those loose ball plays.
Moss fouled.
Nate Anthony just doing what he could on that block, trying not to end up as a screensaver.
2:36 left in the second. It's a beautiful day outside again.
For now.
Yeah. Moss's first free throw is off the back of the rim.
I also cannot say I've ever seen that before. He got the ponytail in the front. So it's he's a unicorn. You got the horn in the front.
Yep.
Doing things we haven't seen done before.
That's what I'm saying. The second one is made.
And they push the pace.
Pickens, right side. Moss rebound. Flight. Trail by 1. Bates, left side, guarded by Williams. Now a few dribbles in, gives it up to Ambo, and Ambo fouled as he was going towards the basket.
You see some of the guys getting mad at Ambo for not making his layups. That was an and one opportunity. However, Ambo is really solid on the block. Watching him in practice the other day, he is very dynamic on that block. Just want to see him settle down and get into a rhythm in this game. They keep looking for him because they know what he can do. His ceiling is very high.
Ambo. Shoots free throws. Look at that.
Royce Ambo can do a lot of things offensively. He could shoot the mid-range jumper, shoot free throws.
Fun fact, Alvin, he hasn't missed a free throw yet this season. Timeout taken on the floor. A 1-point lead for the Florida Fly with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the second.
Muyan Burgers, Fries, and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
To 39 is the score. The Flight are up by 1. We heard in the break there, Moss telling his teammates, we got to make layups, guys. It needs to happen. Pickens up top. Throws it over to the right. And a made shot there by Nate Anthony.
Cannot leave him open for no reason. Nate Anthony showing him he can knock it down from beyond the arc.
Anthony with 5 points. On the other side, Bates getting to the basket. That's just what Moss was talking about in the huddle. Make our layups, and other shots will fall. We're all tied up at 42 with 1:35 to go in the second quarter. Bates, other side, has a shot blocked by Douglas. Williams pumps a 3. And that one goes over the backside.
Great effort by Dom Douglas. Chase down badge is on Hall of Fame for all my 2K players. Phenomenal job by Dom Douglas. Just not able to convert that into points on the opposite end.
Glegg inside, tipped away. Williams down low with the right hand, and he knocks that one in. Williams with 5 points.
Getting on his horse, pushing the pace, and finishing the play.
Glegg, Tomas, yes sir! Whoa!
Love to see the explosion. Highlight plays from highlight players. Both of these guys are here to play.
Braylon Pickens steps out on the far side. 51 seconds left to play in the second quarter. So maybe the first alley-oop of many to go in this ball game.
Definitely.
We can't tell. Time will tell.
This game is knotted up. This has been a tight game from the start, and it's probably going to go to the wire.
Moss, a quick throw over to the left side, and it's tapped out of bounds by the Storm. So here comes the inbounds from Elliot Glegg from the right side of the basket into Moss, and Moss putting it through. Moss with 19 points.
Strong hands on that, finishing strong, practicing what he preaches.
A 2-point lead for the Flight. Douglas up top, who's their leading scorer. Jackson, the pump fake to the right, now inside on Romello Bates. And that one falls off, went out of bounds off of the Storm. So 18.7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And looks like the Flight will get the last shot here. Good job by Romello Bates, sort of icing the clock as he brings it across the half-court line. He'll get a screen from Mo Ambo, now throws it to the right side. Alfred lining up a three. Good! Terrell Alfred with 12 points, 1 second to go, and Pickens does not get a shot off in time. So the Flight, while they were down at 1 point, are now ahead by 5. 49-44. Stick with us. It's the late window here in the FBA.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Bouillon Burgers, Fries, and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
A 49-44 game. The Florida Flight were down at the beginning of the first quarter, but then they ended up making a comeback there in the second, and now they're ahead by 5. So at the half, Alvin, you got a chance to talk to both coaches, and I'm just curious, what do they have to say? Because it sounds like Barry's going to run a new offense, and Coach King just wants his guys to stop complaining to the officials who, you know, are calling the game fairly for both teams, but maybe, do you think, missing a few calls?
Definitely missing a few calls, and the Flight, they feel like they're doing a better job of not relying on those calls. So trying to do a better job of just playing basketball and not letting those calls affect them. And their best way to do that is to just score and make plays through those calls. So regardless of the contact, they want to focus on finishing layups, and that comes from the top to the bottom. You see a lot of plays that could be taken advantage of. And on the defensive end, they just want to do a better job of stopping the open shots that the Storm has been getting. So they believe that just upping the intensity and making sure they finish all the plays and finishing the opportunities that they have will give them the edge in this game. And on the other end, Coach Mastel literally wants to focus on eliminating Elliot Glegg from the equation. He's done a solid job of that, keeping him quiet, and he believes that as long as they could do that, they'll and stop the penetration by Moss, or really having backside help will help them tremendously. And on the offensive end, they believe they have a mismatch with Terrell Alfred. He's suffering a leg injury right now, playing through it, and they believe that with him guarding Braylon Pickens, it will be nice to get some isolation out of that, and also just utilizing the offense that they've been running so far. They've been changing it up and doing a good job. So both teams have a little halftime adjustment they're going to make, so it's going to be an interesting second half.
Moss with 19 points, Terrell Alfred with 12. So those are the top 2 leading scorers so far in the ball game. As we go back down to the floor for the third quarter action, 49-44 is the score here in the ball game. Pickens inside, and here's the new 2-1-2 offense that the Storm are going to run. They're going to keep Douglas right in the middle, and the opposite side of the ball is going to screen down. Jackson right up top. That one just rims out. Moss, a rebound. They'll throw it ahead to Bates. Alfred now for 3. Zinnerwald just off to the left.
Air, nail, hopefully I will get some shoes my way. He's laughing about it. That's good, that's good. He understands, you put a little too much leg in that. Too much leg, too much seasoning. Gotta ease up.
Pickens inside to Douglas. Now left side, Anthony will take a 3. That one's just off the front. Here's Glegg running left side into Romello, and Bates puts it through.
The good thing about Bates is he finishes all his attempts. He's very efficient from the floor, and right there you see that once again.
Romello Bates with 11, and now Elliot Glegg with quite a few assists as well. A 3 hit on the right corner. Braylon Pickens.
Activated.
Double kill.
Missed the cutting Terrell Alfred on that one.
Bates, right side, falling away, and Pickens the rebound. 51-47, 10.5 minutes to go in the third. Pickens, a light juicer up and no good. Bates now down low, throws it up, and Moss putting it down.
Love that basketball. If you don't like that, you do not like basketball. Off the glass, Moss throwing it down. Second alley-oop of the game.
Up top, Douglas. And Moss pulling down the rebound with a smile on his face. Showing the pearly whites. Now he pump fakes. Steps back for 3 left wing. Good! Moss is feeling it right now. He's got 24 points. And there's not even been 2 minutes passed into the third quarter.
Leaving Nate Anthony confused. He had a good contest on that last one, but it doesn't matter.
Pickens rising to the occasion on the other side and hitting a 3 right back.
Braylon Pickens is heating up. If he hits it again, he gets balls back.
Moss averaging 40 points exactly this season. That shot no good, stolen by Glegg. Elliot Glegg, other side, cross court. Moss, another 3. And that one bounces over the back. So a 56-50 game with 9 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Great job
go ahead.
by the Flight to just come back and erupt in this second half.
3 left side. That one's off the mark. Here comes Moss. Other direction. Moss full steam ahead and is fouled.
Very smart play by Anthony, not letting them get up to the basket to detonate on the rim and really spark that offense. Good job slowing that down, forcing him to shoot from the line, which is really the only hiccup in his game.
56-50. Yeah, Moss this season from the free throw line, Alvin, he's shooting 50%.
Splits his free throws, and that's definitely what you want to see. You don't have to worry about that explosion at the rim. Guys getting hype, feeling themselves, force them to slow the game down and earn it from the line.
Now got 25. Anthony, bounce pass down low. Jackson cutting underneath.
4:07 kick, stand up. Devin Jackson getting the bucket.
Bates, left side, hacked. He's in a little pain. Trying to be able to get up under his own will.
Tried to take the top off. Oh, Bates still look a little confused. Probably got hit in the eye or got a little sweat in his eye. That'll do it. Great showmanship by both teams.
57-52 with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, Jesse O, Alvin Delvey, Jerry Pettit, Brandon Parham, Mark King, Jelly King, and all the rest of us bringing you FBA basketball on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Bates misses that one short. Five-point lead for the Flight. And now Bates with the second free throw. That one's off the front too, so he misses a pair.
And that's very uncharacteristic from Bates.
Anthony from the left block, steps back, he airballs it.
Oh my.
Goes out of bounds off the Flight.
Love the hustle by Devin Jackson, ripping that ball out and throwing it off of Elliot Glay.
All right, Alvin, I actually do have a question for you. Who has the coolest jerseys in the FBA?
Wow.
I'll give you a second to think about that. Williams from the left side makes the shot. It's a three-point game. Bates from right up top to the right. Glegg, Dickerson, surveying, goes left, up with the left hand, it's no good. And Douglas fouled as he came down with it. All right, so your favorite jerseys in the FBA, who's it gonna be?
I have to give it a top three because I love Brevard's.
Which ones? The white ones?
Yeah, the white ones.
Okay.
I like Clermont's. And then I like the Mighty Oaks colors. However, I feel like they could spice that up in the off season.
Okay.
And I like the Flights. I like their top half. I like what they got with the plane.
So is the Flight more of an honorable mention there?
Honorable mention.
Okay, gotcha.
100%.
They're not a first team.
No. Second or third team. And in this case, third team.
Williams called for a hold.
Right now, his teammates telling him, do not worry about what the refs are calling. Focus on the game at hand. Don't let them get in your head. Trying to stay calm. Don't get a T.
Blake catch and shoot from Moss. Elliott Blake lethal from mid-range on the left side.
They've done a great job of forcing him out of the three-point range, which is his sweet spot right there, sneaking inside the crevice of the defense and getting it in.
And there's Pickens down low with the reverse. He's now got 19 points in the ballgame. He's the leading scorer for the Winter Park Storm.
Pickens is very bouncy, elevating way up high. You just wish it was a little closer to the rim so you could detonate on the rim.
Catch and shoot from Dickerson. Now Pickens on the fast break. It's a 4-on-3, right side. Williams from 10 feet. He can't make it. And Bates now going the other direction. Good handles. Way to keep that off the ground. Throws it left. Blake, left's corner. Moss, guarded by Anthony, now goes inside. Right corner. Dickerson wide open three. And Williams pulls that one down.
Not able to knock it down, but gotta love the ball movement on that one.
Williams, a wide open three. He missed it off the front. Moss bringing the ball up the floor. The Flight lead by 3. Blake underneath, Bates cutting. Bates gets his own rebound, but it has it knocked away. Pickens all the way up, and he puts it through. We're halfway through the third quarter. 59-58.
Braylon Pickens is very athletic on that last possession, just getting it in just before the outstretched hand of Moss can get there and smack that off the backboard.
Terrell Alfred, oh yes, sir.
Phenomenal job from beyond the arc. Terrell Alfred is one of the premier three-point shooters in this league, doing it once again.
5.5 to play in the third. 1-3. Here's Bates. We'll bring the ball up the floor. Up top to Moss. Blake, a pump fake, now inside. Fakes the take, and he couldn't make the layup on the right side. Jackson throws it away, and Moss with the steal. I had that. Bates, thrown away by Nate Anthony, who got up. Pickens on the other side, and he'll easily lay it in. And a foul going towards the other end. Whew. I got excited there for a sec.
Nate Anthony had other plans.
No, I was literally gonna catch and shoot. That was my plan.
Romello Bates actually got some good hands on that because I thought that was gonna bounce off my forehead if I didn't put my hands up.
A 2-point lead for the Flight. Bates cruising to the right. And a push from behind.
Good job by this Flight team getting on top and now trying to stay on top of. Have to give credit where credit is due. Winter Park doing a phenomenal job of going on runs, maintaining, weathering the storm that is the Flight offense.
So Aaron Taylor checks into the game. Blake down low to Moss, and Moss jamming it back in.
Exactly how Coach drew it up. Off the backboard, over the outstretched hands of the defense, right into Moss's lap.
Perfect. Jackson down low to nobody.
No, he threw it to Dom's kid in the bleachers. He's ready to shoot right now. About 6 months old.
6 month old?
Yeah, about 6 months old. He got a jumper on him. Put him in, Coach.
If it's anything like Dad's, he'll be playing soon enough. Shot clock malfunction here. Four minutes and 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. A 4-point lead for the Florida Flight. So as we're
and if you're the Flight, you need Terrell Alfred to let it go from beyond the arc as he did in the first half.
I'm saying Terrell Alford has 50 points in the second half of this game.
Well, he's been very quiet in this third quarter to start off the second half, but hopefully if you're the Flight, you have some leadership, some guys on the sideline telling Terrell Alford to open up the offensive package and let it hang, let it fly like it was in the first half.
I just want to know who gives him his fade. That thing is nice.
Okay, between who do you think got the crispiest lineup? We got Terrell Alford, you got Romello Bates. Who else came with the fresh fade today?
Well, Brandon Moss is he's just absurd. he tried the unicorn bow in the front, and now it's just
he brought it to the middle.
That clearly wasn't working for him. So now we're going halfway. By the end of the game, it'll be all the way back, and well.
Oh, we got Terry in the corner next to Cam with a nice fade. Oh, we got some fades. People got lined up before this game. That's what happens when you got the game of the week. Tell Barbara I need that special.
Bates up top. Here's Glegg now, who will go left into traffic, double team. And that's been Coach Mostell's thing. They're trying to silence Glegg. And the rebound by Taylor. Here comes Cam Jackson going the other direction. Taylor up top, and now he'll give it over to Devin. So Devin Jackson, I'll pull it down low. Forbes, one dribble, throws it up, no good. Rebound Moss. Moss coming to a stop, throws it in the left corner. Terry Cleveland, a three, good! Terry.
Cleveland, this is for you. Phenomenal tray ball by Cleveland.
Terry. Devin Jackson down low, foul.
Being stout on that block. Devin Jackson being very aggressive, getting all the way to the lane as a guard.
That foul will go on Brandon Moss. How this Brandon Moss with a true shooting percentage, Alvin, of 63%. That's ridiculous. That's Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Jackson from the line, his first one is up and no good. Devin Jackson shoots 69% from the free throw stripe. Now with this, Dom Douglas, second best true shooting percentage in the league with 61%. That's awesome.
Both guys are superstars for their respective teams.
Anthony gets the steal. Jackson doing a good job of maintaining possession here. He'll be triple teamed. Forbes, catch and shoot over Moss, and banking it home.
That's a great bucket. Being very poised in a seemingly impossible situation. Triple team, got it to his guy.
And Bates couldn't make the shot down low, gets his own rebound, no. Third time's the charm. Fouled.
And that's just a very hardy play by Romello. Getting multiple offensive boards, and now he has a chance to get some of those points back from the strike.
Four-point lead as Bates goes to the line. He's up the front again.
Struggled from the line in this one. Still trying to knock some of that rust off.
He hasn't been with the team for a while.
Just got activated in this last week of practice. Showing off some of his offensive prowess, but still struggling from the line. And right there, he heard us talking, he heard us yelling, knocking down the second shot, splitting his free throw attempt.
Bates is 12. Taylor's up top. Now he'll bounce it over to the right corner. Pickens. Anthony is swinging around to Cam Jackson, who will take a three. Moss. Malone with the thunder.
Phenomenal display of offense. Moving the rock in transition, getting to his spot, throwing it down.
A charge from Braylon Pickens.
That's just a great job by Moss. Understanding what he wants to do, getting there to that spot, beating him to that spot.
Braylon Pickens gets the technical. And he got another technical. Did he just get 2 technicals right now?
He got 2 technicals in 30 seconds off of words. That is, Braylon Pickens just got a double tech. So he got a technical early on that last play. He didn't agree with the call, naturally. No one agrees with the charging call typically. And now we're going to have an explanation.
So that's the second ejection we've seen today, Alvin.
Yeah, and both on premier players on their teams. Earlier, we seen A.J. Williams get ejected to start the second quarter off of a missed call. He felt he wanted to talk about it, and he got ejected. Said some choice words, got ejected, and now Braylon Pickens, the second to get that same fate.
What's funny is I talked to Braylon at the half, and he actually showed me some of his arms and has a few scratches on him, so not necessarily getting many of the calls he might be wanting. So 70-62 is the score. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. (70-62) the score, with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to play. And some commotion on the floor here. Coach Mostella is upset. So, Braylon Pickens has just exited the building. He was allowed to go back to the bench, is what Mike Rivera,
just told us.
Yeah, he just told us that he's allowed to go back to the bench, or he's allowed to go. So he was going back to the bench, and then
without a uniform on. So he took his uniform off, clearly ejected, and was just coming back to sit on the edge of the bench. And one of our officiating officials did not agree with that. So that's what this commotion is about. So definitely a gray area in the communication. Trying to figure that out now.
Pickens upset. Still here in the third quarter with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to go.
And my confusion comes in because Mike Rivera just told us that he can, in fact, sit. He can stay or he can go. It's up to his choice. So he took his jersey off. He was walking back to the bench to sit down, which is where he would be allowed to be at, because that's what we were just told, and now it doesn't seem that's the case. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I got my Sherlock Holmes goggles on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I learned this in my 3rd semester at Jer Bear Academy. You have to put the goggle a quarter above your nose on the left side. That's what really...
On the left side?
Yeah, that's what get the synapses firing.
Oh.
So, yeah, Jer Bear showing us how it's done, hanging out the tip of the nose. So
were you a monocle guy or a bifocal guy?
I think I like the monocles. Brandon Moss taking advantage of the confusion, banging home a trifecta.
He took advantage of my confusion there. I didn't even know that was even happening, but now Brandon Moss with 27 points, just like that. Douglas spinning, taking a 3 and hitting one on the other side.
This is a game. The stars are shining. Brandon and Douglas going tit for tat.
Blake right up top. That one just dribbles out. An 8-point lead for the Florida Flight.
Cam Jackson very aggressive, getting out of that double. And Jer Bear doing the blocking dance.
Senor Jer Bear. That could be the name of like a restaurant or something.
At this point, I feel like it should be. We'll have Sailor Jerry on the grill.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. From the free throw stripe, Devin Jackson now with 11 points.
Activated. Devin Jackson getting to his spots and knocking down shots.
Double points. Shot miss on the other side. Taylor Fowl coming down with it.
Good job battling for that board. Yeah, going back to the lineups, like the hair lineup, we got Cam Jackson with the fresh fade. Clearly just got out of the chair. Terry Cleveland got his fade going. Actually, he doesn't necessarily have a fade because he has the locks, but he got the lineup is sharp, crispy. Dom Douglas got the lineup.
One thing I will say about Terry, where I just have to admire him, his shoes literally match the jersey and his socks and everything.
Yeah,
he's got the most put together outfit on the court.
He fresh. Yeah, he clean. Ambo he's murdered out from the bottom, all black.
73-68, Moss trying to get inside.
Forbes getting aggressive right there, and it paying tenfold. They get the ball. Nice turnover forced by the Winter Park Storm.
Taylor, the fadeaway. And Elliot Glegg, a big rebound there. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Down low, Mo Ambo missed the layup, and Douglas a big rebound there, and a foul.
Mo shaking his head. Does not agree with that call. And now we're gonna see the game slow down a little bit with a lot more attempts in the second half than we've seen this morning.
Douglas now to the line. And his first one is up and good. Dominic Douglas this season averaging 31 points per game, Alvin, 72% from the free throw line.
That's the numbers you need to see from your superstar. Dom Douglas is very aggressive. He gets his shots. He knows how to get to his spots, elevate over contact. He's just phenomenal. A true superstar, work first, family-oriented, stand-up guy in the community. Everything you would want in your primary scorer.
He's shooting pretty well from beyond the arc, too, 38%. That's way better than the league average.
That is
That's
very
way
good.
better than the league average.
38% is very good, even in NBA.
As a team, 33% from three for the Winter Park Storm. And for the Florida Flight, they shoot 29% from three. That went down with last week's game.
And that's just a testament to the Winter Park Storm's approach to this basketball game. They like to run their set offenses and shoot good to great jump shots, and that's whether it's from beyond the arc or inside, and their percentages reflect that.
24.2 seconds left to go. 75 to 66. Excuse me. It is 73 to 70. We just had the scoreboard reset. Here in the third quarter.
Who do you think has the flyest shoes on the court right now?
Well, I mean, it's either got to be Cam Jackson or Devin Jackson. Devin Jackson is his own shoe place.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I guess so. Outside of Devin Jackson, because he's kind of a cheat code, you know, because he literally owns his own business. So I'm pretty sure he gets them for the low.
Yeah. Outside of him, I just like the way Terry's shoes match, you know, what he's wearing. I think that's
fly.
Kind of cool.
That's fly.
You know?
Derek
Obviously,
Cleveland can't fly.
Cam Jackson, those shoes are fresh.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's worn them for a while.
That's fair.
Cam Jackson. But, I mean, they are my favorite shoes on the floor.
Definitely. He came prepared for this game.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
to the barbershop.
Yeah.
No, and he has a very great point. You don't
he knew
want
exactly we were going to talk about his fade and we were going to talk about his shoes. He got cleaned up before today's game.
And he makes a great point, kids. Don't go out there buying new shoes and wearing them the next day for a game. You got to break them in. Cam Jackson just did a good job breaking them in. And Moss getting his first free throw to fall, which is a scary sight for the Storm. Moss making the bulk of his free throws can prove problematic when it comes down to the stretch, because he's one of those guys when he attacks to the basket, you can pretty much call a foul every time. He draws a lot of contact and usually finishes through it.
Moss with 34 points, averaging 40 points per game this season, and just a little bit under 20 rebounds per game.
That's insane.
Bounce pass down low. And a travel on Nate Anthony. .7 seconds left to go in the third. A 5-point lead for the Florida Flight, who, like you were saying earlier, Alvin, are a second half team. So Winter Park has to find something here, get Devin Jackson hot. And once they do, Moss, a long one, is an air ball as time expires through 3 quarters of action. The Florida Flight still have the lead, and they are up by 5.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
It's the final quarter of action. We're out of Alvin's self-called money quarter, but we're into the final quarter of action today. Assuming the game doesn't go into overtime, obviously, but it's a 75-70 game. Alongside Jerry Pettit, Alvin Delvey, Brandon Parham, our statistician, Jelly King. I'm Jesse O on hand, bringing you FBA basketball on an amazing Sunday afternoon. We've seen a lot of good basketball today as Dickerson lays that one up and in with his right hand.
Phenomenal display of aggression, understanding that there was a hole in the defense and attacking that hole.
That one goes out of bounds. A 7-point lead for the Florida Flight here in the fourth quarter. Clay getting fancy right up top. Left that one just a little bit short, and Cam Jackson the rebound. Jackson throwing it ahead to Douglas. Douglas inside. Elliot Clegg, a big rebound. He throws it up to Cleveland. Cleveland to Moss. Moss against Cam Jackson. Down low, fouled.
Love the approach Brandon Moss has in this quarter, going straight through the middle, not going around guys, going straight through them, and he's going to live at the free throw line if he keeps that mentality up.
(77-70) with under 12 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. I'm looking at the clock now. I'm like, oh, only 50 seconds has gone off, and Brandon Moss is already at the line.
When he has that approach, when he wants to get physical, wants to get aggressive, he's not going to be off that line because it's either you foul him or you let him just dunk all over you.
Moss splits them. And now an 8-point lead for the Florida Flight. Devin Jackson inside, trying to use the backboard, and he couldn't grab his own rebound before it went out of bounds. I was going to say, Alvin, you know what? I think you should try to get a technical. I don't know how, as a broadcaster, you could get a technical, but like I've said, there's things we always thought were impossible in the FBA. You know, like a 5-point play, I realize that's still a possibility. So I know it's never happened before, but if there was a broadcaster that was going to get a technical, I want it to be you.
But who would shoot the free throw?
Jerry, obviously. It's like a broadcast crew technical.
Okay, so Jerry
I can't do it because, you know.
You skipped that class in Jerry Bear Academy.
That, and also I was just going to say I don't want to see myself shoot a free throw now. It's been a while.
Because you skipped that class.
I play baseball for a reason. Not saying I can't make a free throw, but if I airball it. Oh, but this guy's not airballing anything. Cam Jackson with his first made shot of the ball game, and it's a 3.
The clean fade stepped into a clean jump shot.
Dickerson out to Cleveland, right side. Alfred guarded by Douglas. Now Moss from the right block, going up strong and drawing the foul. How do you stop that?
You don't. You just don't, unless you have.
It just seems like it's impossible.
You have to have Patson Siame,
who's out with an ankle injury.
Steve Toyloy. You have to have big fellas in the paint to stop that. Outside of that, with the small ball they're going with, there's just no stopping him unless you just don't let him get to that point. But once he's at that point, it is dead to rights.
Shot off the mark there. So of all the teams you've seen today, Alvin, who are you most impressed with?
I would have to say that I'm most impressed with, it's in tiers. So,
okay.
I would have to say
it's another first team, second team, third team.
So
all
far,
Alvin,
all decade,
Dale Bay, and then honorable mention at the end. Douglas with the putback underneath.
So I have to start with the Gunners just because they had a crazy turnaround this season, winning their 3rd game. But that's the honorable mention because they did play now the worst team in the FBA. So even though they did have a great showing, they played very well. That is also against one of the not to say worst, but literally they have the worst record in the FBA. And the second team, I have to go with the Tide. I think they played phenomenal. They really came back against the Crocs, and that was an important game. So that's definitely number 2. And I have to say right now, I'm leaning towards the Flight being number 1. It's out of the Flight and the Tide for me, depending on how this game ends.
Ball tipped around, Cam Jackson up top. Now Devin Jackson, a few dribbles in, and he's fouled by Terrell Alfred.
Devin Jackson just so quick, so shifty, very elusive with the basketball, creating some problematic mismatches on that offensive end, stressing the Flight defense.
Williams inside, no good, gets his own rebound, 1 dribble, right corner, a 3 on the way. That one's off. Douglas by himself, fouled by Terry Cleveland.
So aggressive on that offensive glass, and they're finally getting rewarded for it.
Winter Park came into this game at 4-5 on the season. They won 2 of their last 3 games. So, and the last 2 that they played were the ones that they won. The Flight coming off a sad loss against the Tampa Gunners, which saw Terrell Alfred put up 32 points, but Brandon Moss led the way with 41. But he did have a tough time shooting from beyond the arc, was 2 of 13 in that game, but had 22 boards as well. But Douglas, always solid and such a gamer. And in their win over the Brevard Bobcats, 118-105, the Winter Park Storm had Douglas put up 32 in the ballgame. Now another 4-point game here with 8.5 to play in the 4th. Bates to Moss. That's a 1-2 combo for the ages.
That is a scary sight. Romello coming downhill and Brandon Moss rolling.
Underneath, Nate Anthony gets that shot to fall. Lead back to 4 for the Flight. Bates up with the left hand, and Williams pulls down the rebound. Williams going the other direction, chased by Cleveland, and now he'll slow things down. Goes right, gets to his spot, 1 step to the right of the elbow, and Brandon Moss pulls down the rebound, going the other direction now. Alfred, a bounce pass into the left corner. Terry Cleveland off the mark. Off of the Flight. So 7.5 minutes to play in the 4th. Still a very close game here, but it's not out of reach for the Winter Park Storm.
Not at all or by any means. It's only a 4-point game with plenty of basketball left to play. This game is a game of runs. Who's going to go on the last run?
I will also like to point out both coaches' fits today are amazing. Coach King in the gray suit with the gray fedora and the basketball tie with that blue shirt on, and then Coach Mistel, flashy as always, but here's a flashy player as well. A long 2 hit by Devin Jackson, who's now got 13 points. But yeah, Coach Mistel with that blue polo on, underneath that blue blazer and the navy pants. Man, he's clean.
Crispy.
An 83-81 game. It's a 2-point lead for the Flight. Moss down low, traveled.
crispy suit by Barry Vestel. He comes in week out with a new blazer and just leaves me in awe. Had to take a moment of silence to appreciate the threads.
Douglas. No, sir. Moss, the push ahead to Alfred. Alfred left side. Dickerson steps back, throws it to Alfred, and Alfred will pump a three. And he'll make! Back to a 5-point lead for the Flight.
That is a huge shot by Alfred.
And another one on the other side.
Dom Douglas answering the call. Once again, a true superstar for this Storm.
You make Douglas sound like Batman.
He pretty much is. He's a closer for them.
The Dark Knight. Glegg inside over Williams. It's good.
Elliot Glegg activated. Did a great job staying poised. The Storm have made him the focal point of their defensive strategy, and now finally seeing some cracks. They're starting to get some shots up, some good looks, and they're starting to fall.
A reach-in foul by Terrell Alfred. Five and a half minutes to play in the fourth. We are halfway through the final quarter of action, not just in this game, but in all of our games on our typical FBA Sunday. Cam Jackson off to the well right side of the basket. And getting inside is Nate Anthony, but he couldn't get it to fall. Brandon Moss now going the other direction. Moss inside, fouled.
As the clock winds down and the time turns to crunch time, Brandon Moss is realizing what he needs to do. He's unstoppable when he has a head full of steam, and right there does just that, getting right back to the line where he can eat ham, potatoes, steak, ribs, unless he does that.
So Winter Park usually doing a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble, but 4 team fouls already on them in the fourth quarter. And they average around 17.4 turnovers per game, and they're hoping to keep those low here in the fourth quarter. They're still only trailing by 5. Williams up with the left side, and Moss the rebound. Moss with a 4-on-2. He'll get around Anthony. He'll go up, and he'll score. Moss with 42 points.
Jeez.
Other side, Jackson putting it through. Bates, left side. Glegg guarded by Cam Jackson, now down low. Travell, got it!
Nice short corner. Ran perfectly by Travell Dickerson right there, knocking down that jump shot. Really not even a jump shot, that was a pretty set shot.
Jackson on the other side, a swish through the net.
Shots are falling down the stretch. You love to see that. Both sides letting it fly.
This team's making it rain. Bates with a kiss off the glass.
And if you step up on Bates, he will blow by you with the ball on a string. Right there, gets right to the rack.
4 minutes exactly left to play in the fourth quarter. Lead of 6 for the Flight. Jackson stepping back again. Alfred ahead to Dickerson. Dickerson up with the left hand, and he makes the basket. So Jackson dealing with a little calf strain. Or maybe it's just a cramp. I'm going to assume it's just a cramp.
Yeah, hard to tell from here. I did not actually see what happened to him, to see what it could be, but definitely in some pain. Have a couple of his teammates help him out.
They jog that one off as they bring in Rashad Peacock. And Coach Mostella is going to take this opportunity to call a timeout. 96-88, under 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. It's still a close one. These two teams battling it out till the end. It's the 1 versus the 4 seed in the FBA. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Muy Hot Burgers, Fries, and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
It's still an 8-point lead for the Florida Flight. A 96-88 game with under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. The inbound from Williams to Peacock, and here he comes. Zone defense by the Florida Flight in the the blue jerseys. Bates in the left corner gets the rebound, and he'll bring it up the floor. Bates underneath, up with the reverse left hand, and off the mark by Williams. Douglas will pull up and make the shot. He's one of the only guys in the league that I think can do that confidently and make it pretty much every single time.
His mid-range jump shot is patented. He's a bona fide shooter, and right there gets exactly where he wants on the court. There's no need for him to go down there with Brandon Moss. Go right up there to that sweet spot and knock that jumper down. It's the same 2 points. Great job, Dom Douglas.
Alfred releasing, and it bounces in with the shooter's touch. 99-90.
And he gave us a little dance on the end of it. Great job by Terrell Alfred, starting to heat up in the second half.
Peacock pumping a three. Ball knocked around. Moss saves it from going out of bounds. So let's see if Winter Park can get a stop here on defense with the 1.5 is what they call it. Moss spinning and fouled.
It's winning time, and I think the Florida Flight realized that. They just turned it on as soon as the clock hit 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, they just started pouring it on. Right now you see Brandon Moss back at the free throw line once again, being very aggressive. There's really no way you can stop him without that big presence in the paint.
Moss, first free throw is good. Brandon Moss with 43 points. A 10-point lead for the Florida Flight. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Moss steps out of bounds on the far side. Jackson to the lane!
And flexing on the ground with those LeBron James on. Great take by Cam Jackson. His barber's gonna be proud.
Did you say with his LeBron James arms?
The LeBron James on, that's his shoes.
Oh, I thought you said LeBron James arms. I'm like, all right, Alvin, we're giving him compliments, but he is not as big as LeBron James. Like, Anyone with 2 eyes can see that.
He's missing about 8 inches and about, I think, 100 pounds.
150 pounds.
But he got the power up from the LBJs on. I think those are the 17s he got on.
Cameron Jackson now with 6 points. Terrell Alfred spinning into the lane, missed it short. Peacock pulls down the rebound, but it goes out.
Terrell Alfred triple clutched that turnaround jump shot. Very difficult to knock those down from any range. Was able to get it back though.
Elliot Clegg from the left side, like we were talking about earlier. Lethal from mid-range. That 10-foot margin is where he thrives, and he's got 9 points. Across court, Anthony the bounce pass. Peacock now looking right, going down the lane. Nate Anthony for 3. And Romello Bates, a big rebound. Bates ahead to Terrell Alfred, and Alfred passes back to Moss on the right side, knocked away by Anthony. And Williams now going the other direction. Under in a minute and a half to play. Anthony up with the right hand, strong on the left side. 9 points for Nate Anthony. They trail by 7.
That's a huge steal, turning into an offensive possession that was nothing short of a highlight reel.
Clegg for 3. Off the front. Moss a rebound. And he steps out of bounds. Under 1 minute to play in the 4th. Let's see what the Flight can come up with. And Winter Park is going to have to take a timeout. But they're still not out of this game yet. Just a 7-point deficit for Winter Park. And they've been known to come back from these big ones before. They're coached well and they play hard in the paint.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner and streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
A very important 4th quarter. This is the number 1 team versus the number 4 team record-wise in the FBA right now. 59.4 seconds left in the ball game, and it's 102-95. 5 team fouls on the floor to Flight, so Winter Park will be shooting free throws the rest of the game. Here's Douglas to inbound. Winter Park needs some points quick. Let's see what they have. Williams up top. He'll catch and shoot a 3, and that's an air ball. Maybe we'll call it a pass, but Forbes bricks it from right underneath.
2 air balls from either side of the court.
Now 5 team fouls on Winter Park. (102-95). So Clegg should go to the free throw stripe since it is 5 team fouls now on the Winter Park Storm.
Just trying to get some of that sweat mopped up. The only one who likes a wet floor is, I would say, like Chris Brown, Usher, you know, guys who like to do the spin move with kicking the rain off the ground to make it look that little splash effect. But on the basketball court, yeah, we like our ankles, we like our ACLs We don't like wet courts.
Although Klay Thompson, a.k.a. Wet Fire, in the new Space Jam movie, he would like the floor wet.
Oh, yeah, because he wets it up regardless. You can wipe it up now, but he's going to hit a tray ball, and it's going to be wet again. So
Terrell Alfred, the second leading scorer in the game with 23. And Elliot Glegg hitting both of those. Glegg so well from the free throw stripe this season. He's got 11 points in this one, but for the season, Elliott shooting 89% from the free throw line. Bates with the kiss off the glass on the other side, and now an 11-point lead.
It's safe to say that Flight turned it on when it needed to be turned on.
Douglas down to the right side. Cam Jackson lining it up for three. He airballs it. Anthony underneath. Fouled and up with the scoop. Nate Anthony with 11 points with now under 30 seconds to play. And a 9-point lead for the Flight, which could be made only 8 if Anthony sinks this one.
26 seconds left on the shot clock, or the scoring clock. It is.
And he decided to miss it. Dom Douglas down below. And Bates will throw it ahead. Alfred to Moss, and Moss now will be fouled.
Look,
16 seconds left to play.
It's looking tough if you're the Storm.
Yeah.
Now it's just too little too late.
What part of the game sort of went wrong for them? Or where did they kind of diverge from, you know, being able to really come back? Or was it just the Flight who had an extra gear that they could kick it into?
It was a little bit of both, because with Braylon Pickett's getting ejected late in that game, it really hurts you. It hurts you momentum-wise, and for the most part, just doing what you need to do offensively. You're relying on him for the majority portion of the game, and on the Flight, Flight turned it on at the right moment.
.108 to 99 and 11.8 seconds left to go. The inbound, Travell Dickerson, and Dickerson has it knocked around by the Storm.
Controversial play.
Yep.
The Storm is pleading vehemently to let them know that they did not touch the basketball in that possession. It was solely a turnover by Dickerson. However,
you've been reading the dictionary recently? Vehemently is a good word. A stolen ball by Forbes. Cam Jackson right up top. Hits the three with 4.1 seconds left to go. The inbound to Glegg. And Glegg is one of their best free throw shooters, and he'll go to the line. Cam Jackson with 9 of his 11 points in the fourth quarter, Alvin.
Late game heroics. Cam Jackson showed up when it counted the most, but just a little too late.
And Elliot Glegg has that final one bounce in. Here's a chuck all the way down the floor. And now the Flight just have to inbound the ball, and they can declare victory in this one.
Getting right back into the win column per usual. Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Well, do you feel like they played a little looser this game just because, you know, all bets are off on the undefeated season?
100%. Guys are having fun and really make up for that loss that they suffered last week.
110 to 102, the final score. We'll have the post-game show in just a second, but our final game of the day, the Florida Flight win this one 110 to 102.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do, I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do, I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do, I'm OMW.
Welcome back to the post-game show, and we're going to kind of recap all of the games we saw today. So the first game, the Gunners beat the Pride 109-91, and the Gunners now have 3 wins on the season, so that's big for them if they want to try to get to that 4th spot, because the top 4 teams in the FBA advance on to the playoffs starting in September. So a big win for them. Game 2, we saw the Tide beat the Crocs 91-89. That was a nail-biter until the very end, and the final shot was hit within the last 30 seconds of the game, and we've seen that time and time again here in the FBA. Close games that come down to the last 30 seconds of the game. Unfortunately, this one did not really come down to the last 30 seconds, but the Flight beat the Storm 110-102. The Storm played a pretty well ball game though, Alvin. They played well. It's just they didn't have enough in the tank towards the end of the game, and Brandon Moss puts up, well, 43 points. If I can count my tallies correctly, he had 43 points, and he was the leading scorer in the ball game. Terrell Alfred put up 23, Romello Bates added 16, and Elliot Glegg had 11 himself. So of all these guys, who is your player of the game?
Well, it's easy to say Brandon Moss is a player of the game every single game because he just does so much on this court. However, I got to give credit where credit is due. I think Terrell Alfred stepped up. He had a great showing last game and did another number on them this game offensively, shooting very well and facilitating as well. And I got to give credit to Romello Bates coming in off of a few weeks at hiatus, coming in and just dominated. He was able to facilitate, get guys involved, play some stellar defense, and knock down his shots. So I got to give it to Terrell Alfred.
And if you look at Winter Park now, they dropped to 4-6 on the season. How do they get back in the win column next week, the week after, and what do they have to do better than they had in this game? Obviously, you know, they're a little handicapped, missing a few guys. Braylon Pickens gets ejected. Patson Siame is still out with an ankle injury. But if you have the same guys that they had today, how do they get better?
Well, just winning when winning matters. So they did a great job in the beginning of the game, just weathering the storm and maintaining that pressure throughout. However, in the third quarter, I feel like they could have remained a little stouter on defense and made a few more key plays. However, in the fourth quarter, once it's transitioned to winning time, crunch time, the remaining 5 minutes, you see the Flight turn it up a notch, and the Storm was not able to match. So in that final 5 minutes, that's where the game is decided, and especially in a nail-biter like this one, that's when the Flight really ran away with it.
So Dominic Douglas ended up with 28 points in this ball game. Braylon Pickens, even though he was ejected, had 23, and Devin Jackson, who came alive towards the end, he was shooting the ball well. He ended up with 18 points in this game. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up for all of us here at the FBA. For Jerry Pettit, for Mark King, for Jerry, or excuse me, I'll just thank Jerry again because he's sitting right next to me and it just seems inconsistent to not thank him twice. For Jelly King and for Brand Parham, who helped us with stats all day, and for my guy Alvin Delvey, I'm Jesse O, saying thanks so much for tuning into our FBA Sunday, and we'll send you on your way, and we'll be right back here for more Sunday games next week. So stay tuned for all of those, but for everyone here, good night.